Hello, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. This is Mr. Etheridge, high school math extraordinaire, high school math specialist, if you will. I am making this video dedicated to my Rufus King Generals, my junior students in IB Math Studies 1. This one goes out to you. Yep, you too. Oh, yeah, you're in there too, yep. Yep, you as well. You are included. I love you all. So I'm making this video for y'all. It's Saturday night. Could be out at the moment, but I'm not. Showing some dedication, letting you all know I make these videos. I'm not new to this. I am indeed true to this. I'm referring to mathematics. So thanks for tuning in. We're gonna go through a real quick overview, but the good thing about this being on YouTube, being on Google Classroom, is if it's going too quick, you can pause it. If it's going too fast, you can skip forward. And so that is an option. And there's technology out there. You can slow it down with technology, or you can speed it up. Either way, you can do it. So, if you need more videos, this is going to be a brief one. If you need more, if you need me to go in depth with something in the future, feel free to ask me, talk to me about it during office hours. I'm open to making these videos. It's really something I do. I could do it. So did this a little bit, working for the feds and recording screens and stuff. So it's nothing new. I could do it real quick and easy. So parallel and perpendicular lines. That's what we're talking about today. Parallel and perpendicular lines. I'm making this from home, so I don't have a smartboard at the moment. My other videos I make during the week, I will have that. Parallel and perpendicular lines. Parallel lines, same slope, they never cross. So DC here is parallel to AB. Notice that little arrow right there indicating that. Sorry, it got a little crooked right there. Fix it, there we go. And so they're parallel to each other. They have the same slope. Up 1, right 3, up 3, right 9. 3/9 simplifies to 1/3. So that's how we know they're the same, because 1/3 is equal to 3/9. And so they are indeed parallel because of that. Same slope. Lines L1 and L2 are parallel if and only if slope 1 equals slope 2. They need to have the same slope. 1/3 is equal to 3/9. So that is the case. Next up, perpendicular. We did parallel, now we're going to perpendicular. Perpendicular lines, boom, boom, meet at a right angle. They have opposite reciprocal slopes. Notice that CB has a slope of, we went down 2, right 3. That's -2/3 for that slope. -2/3. However, BA or AB has slope, we went up 3, right 2. It has a slope of 3/2. Now notice they're perpendicular. They form a right angle, and that means they're perpendicular to each other. So lines are perpendicular if and only if they have opposite reciprocal slopes. And so that was just me throwing a little shade. Get it? A shade. Alrighty. And so let's do some examples. Let's say a line has slope 2. The perpendicular one, opposite reciprocal, is -1/2. 4/3 perpendicular to it is -3/4. -2 perpendicular to it is 1/2. And those are some examples for you. Let's keep on keeping on. Oops, clicked the wrong button. Slope. Gradient is another name for slope. Same thing. So if a line has a gradient of 2/5, the line parallel to it is going to be the same thing, 2/5, because parallel lines have what? The same slope. Now, what do perpendicular lines have? Opposite reciprocal slopes. So notice how this went from being a positive to a negative, and we flipped it. The numerator became the denominator became the numerator, the top became the bottom became the top. Flip it, and negative. Opposite reciprocals. Collinear. 3 or more points are on the same line. They're collinear if they are on the same line. How do we know if something is collinear? We look at what? The gradients. AB, here to here, has had the same slope. BC, here to here, has had the same slope. And AC, here to her, has had the same slope. Different slopes mean they're not on the same line. Not on the same line. Let's look at these slopes here. This is coming from number 1. I'm going to do number 1, then we're going to be done. But could always request more. Find the gradient of all the lines, parallel, perpendicular to each gradient. So let's take a gander. Parallel slopes have the same slope. Parallel lines have the same slope. So 3/4 is parallel to 3/4. 1/5 is parallel to 1/5. -3/7 is parallel to -3/7. Now here, -4/2 is what's called a mixed number. Let's write that as an improper fraction. That's -9/2. Now that's a review for you, going from mixed numbers to improper fractions. If that's a struggle for you, reach out to me. I can give you some resources to help you with this conversion. You just have to ask. Squeaky wheel gets the grease, they say. Now, let's talk about the perpendiculars, opposite reciprocals. Now, notice how here to here, we flip it, change the sign. Flip it, change the sign. Flip it, change the sign. Flip it, change the what? Change the sign. Now, this has been a Mr. Etheridge IBMS Studies 1 production. And thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. I just want you all to know that I think you all are superstars. Keep tuning in. We'll have more videos to come. Reach out if you need anything specific. Have a great day.